Everybody, this is your challenge for today. Get up and do something. Vicky, instead of driving around and wondering when we're going back to school, you can be cooking at home, feeding your family and friends, 6 feet apart, of course. So I'm going to make a little chicken cacciatore. I'm using white wine instead of red wine, though. I have about 1.5 cups of medium diced onions, 1/2 to 3/4 cup of carrots and celery. I have about 3 plum tomatoes. I didn't peel them. I didn't take the seeds out. It's a very rustic style dish. Cut those into a medium dice. I also have about 1 cup of red bell peppers and green peppers total. So about 1/2 cup of each or so. I have about 10, 12 torn basil leaves, 2 teaspoons of dried oregano, 2 teaspoons of fresh sage. I had some, I'm just going to use it. 1/4 cup of rough chopped Italian parsley, 1/2 cup of white wine, cup of chicken stock. This is a cup of the gravy, the Sicilian sauce I made, or you can use like tomato sauce, canned plum tomatoes that are kind of broken up. About 1/3 cup of sliced green olives. These have the pimentos in there, that's okay. And about 1/4 cup of the olive juice. Don't throw that away, that's got a lot of great flavor. And about 1 tablespoon of chopped garlic. So we're going to go ahead and start making this. I have 6 chicken thighs that are really nice and dry. We're going to season those off. I trimmed the fat off. I'm going to use the fat when I make another little stock. A little bit of black pepper. And I'm using a paella pan here. You can use any large saute pan. And this is already preheated and ready to go. And I want to make sure that my pan is hot and my chicken is nice and dry. We're going to brown the chicken really well on both sides first, and then we're going to take it out, and then we're going to start to work on the sauce. Okay, I browned all the chicken, both sides. Got some beautiful color on both sides of the chicken. Look at that. Okay, a little more on that side, but that's okay for now. I took out some of the fat. I'll save that, use that for something else. There's enough fat in here for now. Now, we're going to start to make our sauce. And I have onions, carrots, celery. Now, you don't have to put onions, carrots and celery in there. I wanted a little bit more vegetables. Some people will put mushrooms. If I was going to put mushrooms in here, I would saute them first. And then I would take them out, and then I would do my onions, carrots, and celery. And we're going to add our peppers, and we're going to saute that until all those vegetables get soft. Okay, a little bit of salt in there, start breaking them down, bring out some flavors. Okay, so I sauteed my vegetables. A little bit of color is fine. I had covered that while it was cooking. Onions are nice and soft. Now we're going to go ahead and add our garlic. Oop. Put it in there. Saute that for a second. And we're going to add our tomatoes. You just saw that, right? Okay, I added the green olives. Now we're going to add our wine. We're going to let that reduce a little bit. You could use red wine. Traditionally, they would use red wine. It depends on what part of Italy, but this is again, it's a very traditional dish in all of Italy, and every place you go, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to add my herbs, my basil, and that was just kind of rough torn. My parsley, my olive juice. That olive juice is really going to give it some nice flavor. A little bit of vinegar, a little bit of sugar from the brine, a little bit of salt from the olives and the brine as well. So I wouldn't throw that away. That's all going to go right in here. Now, like I said, if you wanted to put some mushrooms in here, I would saute those first, take them out, and then go ahead and add them back at this point. Okay. We're going to add that tomato sauce that I made, some of that Sunday sauce. You can also, like I said, canned tomato sauce works well, or some canned plum tomatoes, San Marzano tomatoes. And I'm not using a ton of liquid here. I don't want to dilute the flavor. And then a little bit of chicken stock. You can use water if you don't have chicken stock. You can even do root vegetables in here. It's not traditional in a cacciatore, but cacciatore is just hunter style, so you're going to see a lot of variances. You can use black olives. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put that chicken back in, and it shouldn't be covering the chicken. If it is, then there's too much liquid. You're going to lose the flavor. And then some of that juices. All right, now we're gonna bring it to a boil. We're gonna cover it, and we're gonna braise it in the oven. It's gonna take about 45 minutes to an hour. Again, you're looking for tenderness, right? It shouldn't fall off the bone, but you should be able to pull it off the bone. 300, 350 degrees. Okay.